welcome. We're going to have a chat about shamanic energy healing, a little Q&A. Yes, so coming on into this space. So one of the biggest things about shamanic healing is creating sacred space. And so let this begin right now. So whether you're here with me live, and if you are, thank you. Hello, my name is Ashley. Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. So let's create a container for this conversation. So I would love to invite you to be with me for a little while to explore a little bit deeper what this whole shamanic thing is, right? And so we begin in sacred space. We begin in safe space. So if you can, draw the eyes closed and just start to connect with your breath. Allowing yourself to come into the here and now, knowing that it's safe to be here now in your body. Take a couple deep breaths with me. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. You can even place the hands over the heart. And so we begin in sacred space. Why do we do that? We begin in sacred space because we want to come outside of ordinary time. So anytime I'm doing a healing session, I open the directions, I open sacred space. So we're stepping out of linear time, even in this together, and we're stepping into the time that turns like a wheel, so that we actually have access to all time now. And so we begin in sacred space. So let's take a couple more breaths here. Just allow yourself to arrive. Exhale your day. Open the mouth. Exhale. Let something go right now. Expand the belly. Release. Good. Last one. And exhale deep. Staying connected to your heart space as you join me in this conversation. Thank you so much for being here. So, what is shamanic healing? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why am I speaking about this? So, to be real, it makes me a little nervous and vulnerable to be sharing about this, probably for a couple reasons, but one of those is I don't claim to be a master at this. I'm a student of this, okay? And so I want to begin there. So I'm in a vulnerable space of sharing this ancient, indigenous medicine teaching, and I don't claim to be from it. It is an honor for me to have received these teachings. My teacher studied with the Inca shamans, the Quieto shamans in Peru, in the high Andes mountains for 20 plus years. His name is Alberto Villoldo. I highly recommend him. Just as a resource, he's got videos out and all that good stuff, tons of great books. And he was let inside of this tradition. He was allowed in, okay? So when the Spanish conquistadors came in, they just about annihilated the indigenous medicine practices. So I want to acknowledge that. This is very important. I don't claim to be a shaman, okay? I'm honored to be a shamanic practitioner. And so carrying the roots, even with yoga, we must acknowledge the roots and the people who fought to keep this tradition alive. So what an honor, because you know why? We need these medicines. The world is turned upside down, my friends. We need these teachings, and so I get to be a voice. And so I'm over the moon, humbled, okay? It's just incredible. So I want to make that clear. Do I claim to be a shaman? No. Am I going to explain what I've learned thus far in my studies of this that are very small in this life? Who knows how deep I went in other lives, but I'm a new student to this work. Energy medicine, I'm a little more adept at. So I've been a Reiki master for a couple of years. I've studied Reiki for the past 6 years. I've trained people in Reiki, probably over 20 people in Reiki. I've trained Reiki masters. And so I am more anchored into the Reiki tradition. So I have been working in the energetic world for years now. So thank God for that, because I don't know where I would be if I was just starting to look into the spirit world in this way. Right? And so let me read something real quick. So this is by my teacher. So this says, shamans understand that the material world is an expression of a subtler energetic realm and are able to interact with both realms at one time. So one of the things you'll hear about a shaman or a shamanic healer is that they have a foot in both worlds, the energetic world and the physical world. Why is that important? Well, the two are intertwined. Okay? Many of us have forgotten that energy precedes matter. Thought comes before form. What's really cool, you guys, is right now science is beginning to see and prove what the ancient traditions and indigenous cultures have known and practiced for thousands of years. We are just dipping our toes into a rich, rich teaching. Okay. So, wow. What is shamanic energy medicine? How could I explain this to someone who wants to know? All right. You know what? I'm still learning how to describe it. Okay, let me try to give a definition. Shamanic energy medicine is a practice from a lineage. And for me, my lineage is the Quito shamans from the high Andes Mountains in Peru. And it is a practice that removes karmic blockages in your system so that you can become a creator of your life. It is a practice that accesses your soul. It goes as deep as you can possibly go. It uproots distortions in your field. So here's the thing, you guys. The main issues that we have are usually abandonment, self-worth, lack. And so the shamans say from my training that we only have 3 or 4 main karmic blockages. Thank you. Thank you, sweet soul. I appreciate that. We only have 3 to 4 main blockages. And for me, you guys, this was really good news. Because I'm like, 3 or 4, I can work with that. Right? But of course, we have thousands of beliefs. So for example, say somebody has a core wound of abandonment. Beautiful. Thank you, baby. Love you, Allie. Beautiful. Yeah, shoot me your questions, guys, if you're feeling them come up right now, because I'm learning with you, okay? I've called in the lineage, I've called in the teachings, these ancient, rich medicine teachings, and let's dive into them together, okay? So we only have 3 to 4 main karmic blockages. So for example, someone has a blockage in their field of abandonment, and when I step into a session, I turn on my shamanic seer's right. So in my training, we received the Munai key, or the initiations. We actually got, one of them is the seer's right. So we've got all these initiations. So I trained for 6 months through the Light Body School with Alberto Violdo and his team. Incredible. And so in sessions, I'll be able to see what is going on with your soul, whatever it wants to reveal to me. For example, I've seen shattered hearts, and I worked with that. I held space for their own healing, and they healed their own heart. And what happened a couple weeks later? They met somebody. This is the kind of stuff that we're working on. Energy precedes matter. Many of us have forgotten, okay? And when we find ourselves in our lives feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, having repetitive issues, that is a loud and clear symbol that we have a karmic blockage. We all got them, guys. I believe, my teachers even say they still have them. We all got them. We're like onions. We're peeling back the layers. Somebody comes in, I do a soul retrieval. The next time they come in, they purge. They dump. They cough. So we are layered. So let me give you an example. And I'm talking about past life here. So let me give you an example. Say somebody was abandoned in a past life, and they come into this life, and every time they enter a relationship, they freak out. They freak out and they don't know why. So when we're not going into the soul and reading the soul, or having a shamanic healer read the soul, we don't know why we're this way. We don't know why we have this weird fear of water. We don't know why we have this pattern where I can't manifest or haven't been able to manifest a relationship that's right for me. There might be something in your soul body, okay? So let me share a couple of things that can come up in a session. So how this works is, and Reiki, you guys, I've been practicing Reiki for a good number of years, and Reiki for me feels like an energetic massage. Shamanic healing feels like a piercing. For me, it's a little more intense. It's a little more yang, because it goes straight in and drains the old karmic information. Because the thing is, our souls are information. And if we've got some negative information in the soul, we're going to keep creating life that reflects that disturbance. So what do we do in shamanic sessions? We bypass the story. We go through the body. And I'm like a little swimmer. I swim to the core of you with your permission. I swim as deep as you'll let me go. I'm not healing you. I'm not healing you. I ain't healing you, okay? I'm a space holder for your infinite self to wake up and heal you. I am not healing you, okay? I am holding impeccable space. I've got the shamanic lineage by me, surrounding me, all pointed in at you. It's up to you, my love, to purge and to let go. But you're going to be so supported, you're so supported in these sessions that you can cross that river no problem. We need support, right? So a couple things that can come up in a session. So what happens is you pick an issue. You pick an issue that is a repetitive feeling, a repetitive thing in your reality. So shamans are trackers. And the way that we can track what is the blockage in you is by your repetitive emotions. And so you have the opportunity to share. What brings you here? What's going on with you, love? Okay? And so you'll share that. And then in this practice, I use medicine stones. And so you'll blow the issue into the stone. And then what I do is I track which chakra has faulty information. I'm not worthy, whatever it is. And so the stone, I'll hold the stone over your chakras. This is all remote, by the way. You're laying in your home, guys. And you can do this in person too, but of course now it's remote. Thank God we can do this stuff remote. I mean, it's really powerful. Just as powerful as in person. So I have stones set out for your chakras, right? Just so I can map out where they are. You relax. And then I track where's this issue in you? And the stone chooses. I'm not controlling this. I am not controlling anything. I do what I'm told to do. Okay. Hey, Ashley, there's a cord in their throat. You're going to need to work with that. There's a cord where they have lost their ability to speak their truth. So here's some things I'll be asked to do. So sometimes right away, I'll be asked to do an extraction. So in this practice, I have the training, the rights, like the Munai Ki rights, the ability to extract entities from you. Okay. So if we have stuff on us, which is actually more common than you think, I have them on me, not right now, but I have had them on me, and I've gotten them extracted, no problem, for sure. Get that thing out and send it love. My teacher says, this is funny, when you extract an entity from somebody, you now have two clients. So you've released that entity from the person, and then you hold ceremony for the entity and you send it to the directions. You leave it to the lineage. Take this where it belongs. There is no fear involved because entities are just unconscious. And so sometimes right away, if you've got an energy flowing through you that's not yours, I'll be called to extract that right away. So that's something that happens, okay? Something else that happens is what's called crystallized extractions. And so this is usually how we have died in a past life. And this is still going to work for you guys if you're interested in this, if you don't believe in past lives, okay? Because how can we prove it? You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I'll see ropes around people's throat. I'll see arrows in them. And I literally use my luminous fingers and I go in and I pull out these blockages that are keeping you stuck in the past, my love. Okay? It's hard to explain. It's a challenge to explain, but I'm having fun trying. Some other things that can come up is a soul retrieval. So I had somebody ask, is there journeying involved? Totally. Totally. Most of the time, I'll say all the time, the person receiving the healing is having their own journey throughout. They're letting go. They're being held. They're receiving. They're not having to control it either. Guess who's controlling it? Great Spirit. You know what I'm saying? And so, yes. Letting go of control and receiving. How about that? So journeying is involved, for example, in a soul retrieval. And that's a process where the shamanic practitioner journeys for the person to bring back a soul part that was lost. When we experience trauma, you guys, sometimes our consciousness goes like this. Have you ever heard of this? Who's heard of soul loss? When you experience trauma, you disassociate. Your consciousness is like a stream. And when you experience something that is too much to integrate in that moment, you will actually split off. So that's called soul loss, okay? So if I feel called to do a soul retrieval, I'll do a soul retrieval, yeah. And I've seen some incredible parts of people's souls coming back. It's absolutely beautiful. Every session is extremely different. How is this different from other energy healing modalities? So like I said, Reiki to me, and one's not better than the other, you guys, for real, for real. I was called to do this work. One's not better than the other, okay? It's just different. So Reiki to me feels like an energetic massage. For me, it's more yin. Shamanic energy medicine is like, we're about to do some work. We're about to unplug you from your past. We're about to cut that cord to your mom that's been holding you back. We're about to go deep. Are you ready? Sometimes people fall asleep. Sometimes I have people cough and they just start dumping out toxic energy. Because remember, energy creates matter. Energy precedes matter. So when we go deep into the soul, that is how we uproot our challenges. Okay? So send me a question over if you have it right now. I hope that helps. Let me know if something is confusing you. I appreciate whoever's here right now, love. Thank you, thank you. Whoever's watching later, I appreciate you. So we are starting to see that the aura and the energy body is real. Like I said, science is starting to prove what ancient civilizations have known. Everything is energy. And if we are not able to process something as it's occurring, it comes into the energy body and it stays. How often are sessions? However often you want. I have a friend who comes every couple weeks, but they're intense. They're magical. They're amazing. So I always like to say, give it a couple days, give it a week. If you're ready to roll, if you're ready to clear some karma, then you can go every week, as long as that feels true for you. Everybody's different. I'm not going to tell you how to do this. I'm not even going to tell you you should do this. I'm just going to introduce this to you. And if it draws you in, heck yes. I'm trying to spread the word out because this stuff is potent. So they're as often as you want them to be. You definitely want some integration time in between. So let me share this with you. This is really, really interesting. I think this can explain it really well. This is by my teacher. So he says, Western medicine, which he describes as a disease care system, recognizes thousands of ailments and myriad remedies, while shamanic energy medicine identifies only one ailment and one cure. He says the ailment is alienation from our emotions, from our bodies, from the earth, and from spirit. The symptoms of this ailment are physical and emotional disease. The cure is the experience of oneness, which restores inner harmony and facilitates recovery from all maladies. Somebody tell me how to say that word. Maladies. Forgive me for that. Regardless of origin. So this is saying, I think, when you come into this space, when you are held in your infinity, that's what a shamanic healer does, from my understanding in this path I'm studying. When you are held in your infinite light, you heal what is unhealed within you. You come back to wholeness. And the shamans say, getting eaten by a jaguar and dying is the same as dying from a microbe. Why? Because you're out of Aini. What is Aini? Aini is right relationship. It's harmonious beingness. Beautiful. Yeah. I like that. Documentary Heal. Guys, check that out. I think my sister was telling me about that. So being in Aini, the shamans in this area of the world, I believe in 1942, they came down from the high Andes mountains into Peru, into Cusco, and they spoke the prophecy. They talk about how we have been out of Aini with the natural world. The world was turned upside down. There's great soul loss on the planet. And the shamanic healers say, from my understanding, that is the root of all of our problems. Okay? So they came down and gave this prophecy. They said, now begins the turning right of the world. We are in the time of the great Pachacuti, the turning right of the world. When I look around and I see sickness and disease and violence and inequality, the way that I view all of that is from like the eagle perspective. That's just who I am. I don't view it on the ground level as serpent, even though it's good to view it from all levels, right? But naturally, I view it from the eagle perspective. I say to myself, we have experienced impeccable, incredible soul loss. That causes disease. So the person who is causing harm is the person who is spiritually ill. All right? So I see it from that high perspective of there is great soul suffering. Doesn't give anybody permission, no. But for me, I know what I'm here to do. Go as deep as I can into the human soul, which means my own soul, guys, and feel my own suffering. Feel it to heal it. Go as deep as I can go into my psyche, into my spirit and soul, and reconnect the parts of me, because I know that we are one. I know that we are one. And as I integrate my own issues, as I learn how to love those parts of me that are desperate for love, I believe that affects the planet big time. We are one. And to be a shamanic practitioner means that you are a caretaker of the earth, that you walk in Aini, that you leave no tracks in the sand. Not that you're perfect, but that you're responsible. So it's like I have this big, and I felt this, you guys, since I was a child. I didn't know what the hell it was. I was just like, something is horrible here, but something beautiful is rising. Is rising. Everything serves the light. Check out one of my last videos, Everything Serves the Light. And so if you're watching this right now, I want to thank you. And I want to invite you into your body. Come home. Come home to your body and just start to breathe. And start to notice what it feels like to be here now. Call yourself into the present moment. If there's parts of you hanging out in other places, call yourself back. Right? Come home to the now, no matter what it feels like, no matter what it looks like. I believe many of us are a little bit split, right? Call yourself home. The shaman, guess what? I'm here to empower you guys. Guess what? The shaman is inside of you. The healer is inside of you. You are the golden Buddha. I love support. I love to purchase healing sessions for myself. I need that. I love it. But when I'm in those sessions, I'm healing myself. Somebody is holding the container and helping me. I want you to be empowered. And going back to the Aini, right? We have pillaged and raped Mother Earth. Okay? Let's be real. Let's freaking be real right now. So that hurts, right? That's soul loss. These traditions say we are the earth. Earth is a spirit. Pachamama is alive. She is alive. She is conscious. She speaks. She feels. So we are here to be stewards of the earth. To walk in Aini, to leave no tracks, to cause no harm, and to serve. Like I said, I don't claim to be a master, you guys. I'm a student. But I can tell you that I can hold some impeccable space. And I own that, and I claim that. And what I see happen in sessions is freaking miraculous. It's miracles. Because that's the bar I hold. Right? So the eagle medicine, the way of the East says, from what I've studied, everything serves the awakening. And it's our responsibility to heal our own soul so that we can rise and serve and be stewards of the earth. Take care of the planet. Okay? Send me a question if you have it, guys. What else can I share? Also, something else that I'm trained to do is to help people cross over when they're on their deathbeds. So that's kind of a known practice, I think, for shamanic healers, is their ability, depending on their lineage, their training, like there's a lot of this stuff. There's many energy healing modalities. For me and my lineage specifically, we were trained to help souls cross over fully conscious. So I had this experience where my grandma and my mom's sister came to me. And they were stuck between the worlds, okay? And so I was able to perform a practice that I learned, that I've studied, that I am studying, to release them. And I saw them go. And you know who asked me to do this? Spirit. It was 10 o'clock at night. Hey, Ashley, we need you. We need you. That's Aini. Let's talk about Aini a little bit more. Every time you pray, every time you ask, it is given. That's Aini. Here's the other side of it. Every time you are asked of, you say yes. Not later, but now. When Spirit says, do this, I listen. Because my number one core value is Aini. Is Aini. Living in harmony. Okay? We all have different ways to heal. And that's another one of my passions, guys, is to wake up the healers on the planet. To say, you are not broken, you are freaking magical. Yes, you're feeling the death of the old world. Yes. Yes. Let me know if you feel this. If you're watching this later, comment, I feel this. Do you feel yourself being asked to go in a new direction? To go into the mysterious woods? Say yes, my love. Go there. Do that. Hold faith. We are the keepers of faith, every single one of us. And if you lose faith, I want you to get support. I want someone to speak faith into you. I want you to get a session or go lay in nature. If you miss it, go find it. Because when I miss it, I go find it. Okay? So let me share something else about shamanic healing that my teacher talks about. So we all have karma. My teacher says we try to heal our karma through our illnesses. Or we do, we can. We heal our karma through our next failed relationship, through our illnesses, through our diseases. Right? Like we know that. We heal through challenge, you know what I'm saying? The shamanic teachers, they say, you don't have to heal your karma in your next failed relationship. You can heal it directly. How do you heal it directly? In these sessions. You heal your karma directly in these sessions so you don't look to heal it in your next issue. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't have issues, right? We're like an onion. We're peeling away layers. My teachers, they get healing. We are wounded healers, okay? So send me a question if you just jumped on. What do you want to know? Tell me what you're interested in. What are you curious about? You can say, I know nothing about this. And I might say, me too. Even though I just was trained at 6 months, like, this is beyond me, guys. But I do know, like I said, I can hold some crazy good space. I can do what Spirit asked me to do in a session, and I see miracles happen. That's what I do know. So shoot me over a question if you got one. And if you're watching this later and one comes up, send me one later. And if you've had a session with me and you want to say something about it, please. I'm learning with you. One of my favorite things about this is learning what it does for people. I get messages, I'm like, something feels different. That's what they say. That's what somebody has said just the other day. I feel different. When I look in the mirror, beautiful, thank you. Thank you, love. Somebody said just recently, when I look in the mirror, something's different. And I'm like, yes. I was jumping up and down, yes. Because guess what? Their healing is all of our healing. Our healing is a responsibility. Okay? So I want to thank you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for being here. I am learning side by side with you. Okay? So send me anything else that comes up, and let's just do a little meditation. Let's do some breathing. Let's see what else wants to come up. Breathe into your belly. Again, I don't claim to know this. I am a vehicle through which Great Spirit moves and speaks and flows. Why? Because I ask. I say, please speak through me. Please be with me. Let me speak the highest truth. Energy precedes form. When you alter the energy, you alter the form. Shamans are map makers. They help you come out of your old map and go into another one. If somebody needs help letting go, which, right here, me, if a client comes to me and I see that they really need help to die to their past, say they're just like holding, which, God, we all are in some ways, right? Sure. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But if somebody comes to me and it feels like they're gripping, I will send them home with Jaguar. I'll say, hey, Jaguar, please go home with this person. So we use a lot of animal medicine. Really powerful archetypes of our own power, of our own wisdom. Okay. So in sessions, I use rattles, I sing. If you've got an entity, I'll clear it if I'm asked to. If you've got soul loss, I'll help you reconnect. And something else I love about this is that I give you homework. Most every time I give you things to really anchor the shift. I don't send you home with all that new energy. I give you tools to take with you so that you can feel confident in your new life, in your new vibration. Because in a session, we are draining your old karmic energy, the old information, like I'm not good enough, money is evil, yada, 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 all that pain. I mean that with all the love and respect. All that pain, we're draining it. And as we do it, we're loving it. I love you. Thanks for teaching me. I love you. Whatever's no longer meant to be with you, I see it and we handle it. So I know if I see something, then that means it's time to go. Okay? So I do what is asked of me. If you guys are just jumping on, send me a question. And welcome. I feel like there's going to be like 1 or 2 more questions. I get a feeling. So just let me know if something comes through for you. Ask anything. I'll see what comes up. So we come into this space, we do this practice in a shamanic energy healing session. We clean the old energy, we drain the old energy, and then we put in new energy, empowered energy, source energy, divine energy. It's like a computer with software. We're upgrading your system. So I've said a lot of words. I've explained a lot. It's challenging to explain. But I can tell you that my lineage, like there is some facts to this, okay? I can tell you that my lineage comes right from the Quito shamans in Peru, the high Andes, Andes Mountains. And my teacher was given permission to share this with the West. Because we need the healers in all of us to awaken. You're a healer. Whatever is calling you, go towards it. This work pulled me in. And it's a freaking honor, guys. I'm so honored. So I want to open up the door and say, I'm here for you. I'm doing free 15-minute consultation calls to speak with you directly. If this feels right for you, or if you just want to chat, if you have questions. But I would say experience it. If you're called, don't try to figure it out. Because every time I do, I'm like, what? Just trust it and go forwards if you're guided to be in that space. Just taking a couple breaths. Wherever you are, we go really fast, my love. Let us slow down. Your power is in the present. So slow on down with me right now with a couple deep breaths. And just feel the earth. Feel the wisdom that is inside of you, that is beyond your mind. Allow yourself to be led by your highest self. And just see where it takes you. Taking a couple of deep breaths. I want you to feel yourself grounding into the planet. Soften your belly and sink your energy down into the core of the earth. And just let go in this moment. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be with me in this space, to learn with me. Spread the word if you feel called to. Work with me if you feel called to. I'll continue to expose this beautiful, beautiful practice with you. Okay? So thank you. It is an honor to walk side by side with you in Aini, with Mother Earth, with the star people, with the planets, with all of us here together, okay? It's time to stand up and know that you are a wisdom keeper. So go beyond the thinking mind and go into the heart. Look for the quiet voice of power within you, okay? And know that you serve the light. Know that you're here to bring healing, to heal yourself. Okay? So thank you. I love you. Have a beautiful rest of your day, evening. I'll see you soon, okay? Bye-bye.